So we've talked about small wins, let's talk about big wins. What have been the big wins up until now for you? And how did that feel? What did you do any time in your life where you've achieved something that maybe you didn't even think you could do? What are those big wins? And congratulate yourself for that, because you did that. You made that happen. Consider how, think about what you did to make that happen. Because it wouldn't have been totally on your own. It was your drive, and it was your motivation, and it was your future vision that made that happen. What did you do? Who did you have around you? What was your drive then? And how does that feel to invoke that now? To think about that now? How does that feel? So take some time today to consider that, your big wins, and just bask in that. I did that. I did that. So knowing that you did that, why would you not be able to do this? Why would you not be able to do something else that's epic? You can. So tune into the excitement of that. Feel the excitement of the thing that you did before. Feel it. And in that feeling, think about the thing that you want to do in the future. Feel that. It's the same but different. And start to visualize how it feels when you achieve the future goal. It's about getting into the feeling of how you want your future self to feel. So really start getting into now refining the vision of how it feels to win the race. You won the race once before, you can train to win the race again. So really tuning into how it felt, because you know that you can do it, you know that you did it. And really tuning into that feeling and celebrating. Again, this is on the theme of celebrating yourself. Big up yourself. How would you celebrate somebody who had just achieved something major that they wanted to achieve? Wow, amazing. Go you. I love celebrating other people's wins. Why don't we love celebrating our own so much? We've been so programmed and conditioned in society to move on to the next thing, to achieve anyway. Achievement is a baseline, so of course we'll be achieving. I'm going to move on to the next thing now. Very rarely do we actually take time to celebrate the wins. So we celebrated the small wins, keep celebrating the small wins every day. That's a repetitive, let's make that a habit and really normalise celebrating ourselves and the small wins. And then now we're moving on to the big wins. So there was a big win once, there's going to be a big win again. How does that feel? And so really getting into visualising, completing this goal. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is the thing. It doesn't have to be, and it could even still be messy in your imagination. This is fine. You're refining this as you go along. There is no one set perfect outcome, and we are all different and we all change our minds, and so we should. The most successful people have created their success through changing their minds, through changing their course of action, through doing what feels good when they thought it might be this. Well, actually, no, it's not. I've got the freedom to change and I'm going to try it this way now. As long as we're invoking the feeling that we want to feel and we're in alignment with our vision and values, then that particular specific car or boat or person, the specific material manifestation. It's not about that. It's about how we feel. So let's normalize celebrating, visualize achieving this thing in the future, and dip into the feeling of that. And the vision will really start to refine. You really start to be getting a real sense of how your future self feels, looks, moves.